Okay, here we go. Doki Doki Blue Skies Part 2. So, a few things that I want to get into before I start actually talking about it. We start actually getting into the game. So, one, um, in the last episode, you might have saw in the corner, it was 1.0.1. Now it is 1.0.2. They released a patch to fix some small bugs and stuff like that, which is awesome because then it shows me that the developers of the mod actually care about how it runs. So that's great. But while I was actually downloading the patch, I found out that there's no Monica route. So that terrifies me as somebody who's played Doki Doki because I don't know if you guys remember, but last time there was no Monica route, some shit went down. So I'm terrified, but it's all good. We're gonna go ahead and try to get into this. We're gonna go ahead and just load up, and here we go. So we're on the poems. We're back on the poems, and this one was important. This one's important because the poems, if I recall, are how you can pick who's going to be like your favorite girl. So we're gonna try to go after Yuri this time because each girl has a route, an actual route in this mod. So Yuri wanted sophisticated words. Natsuki just liked cute words, and Sayori liked words that were opposites of each other. So like happiness, but also depression. So sophisticated words, we're gonna go vitality. Yep, that's got Yuri. Number 2, mausoleum. Number 3, I'd say universe, but I'm gonna go ahead and say unending. Extraordinary. That gets Sayori. So we've got 3 words so far for Yuri. We're trying to go all Yuri if possible. Portrait will probably be her, yes. Incapable will probably be her. Incongruent is definitely her. Disown is probably her, yep. Now this one's interesting. Depression, that's definitely Sayori. Smile, that's Natsuki. Misfortune is probably it's Sayori. Okay, it's all good. Unrestrained, that's Yuri. Tragedy, that's Sayori. See, that's where it's hard to try to pick out which ones it is, because some of them could look like they're Yuri, but they're actually Sayori. Some of them could be Sayori, but they're actually Yuri. Excitement is probably going to be Sayori. That's not one I could pick for her. Starscape, that's got to be Yuri. Yep. Okay, cool. Disoriented, that's got to be Yuri. Intellectual, Yuri. Let's see. Photograph. That. Effulgent, that's definitely Yuri. That is a Yuri word. Ambient. Contamination. Yep. And then there's one more we need. I'm gonna do frightening. Got her. All right. So that was a Yuri-based poem. Neiman, fancy meeting you here. What are you talking about? I'm in this club. Yeah. What a coincidence, huh? Seriously speaking, though, I'm happy to see you back here. I would have been disappointed if you ran away on us. See, seeing Monica is actually scaring me. Hey, I enjoyed myself last time, so why wouldn't I come back? True enough. Feel free to make yourself at home before we start on our club activities. Now, last time, the first video, you guys are probably hearing the difference in between the two soundtracks. I fucked up the audio in the last one, so that didn't work out. But this one is working pretty fine, so that's good. Thanks, will do. Well, I'm back at the literature club. Sari and I were the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Oh, Neiman, I'm glad to see you here again. Who knew that something so simple would warrant so much thanks? First Monica and now Yuri. I know that it may be overwhelming to be thrown into a new hobby so suddenly, much less an organization centered around that hobby. So don't hesitate to let me know if you ever need any help. Or any other club member for that matter. Ah, Yuri, you sweet summer child. I can't wait. That is to say, feel free to ask any one of us for assistance. Right, thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Don't worry though, it's not like I've never read anything before. I even remember to write a poem for today, if you'll believe it. We'll believe it when we see it. Wow, Natsuki is giving me Okay. Hey, it's not like I need to have a university degree to write a poem. It's just like another school assignment, although it might have been a little new to me. It's not that hard. Not that hard to write a bad poem, you mean? Wow, she is really cooking my shit. She's got me there. And that's why I never said I wrote a good poem. Natsuki smirks at me, seemingly pleased that I'm not offended by your teasing. Yeah, I know you. I know both of you. Well, good is often subjective when it comes to subjects like this. Please don't start fighting. I'm sure you did fine, Neiman. Oh yeah. Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. Try not to overhype my work, though. Yeah, Yuri, if you keep your expectations low, you'll never be disappointed. Besides, I bet this is the first extracurricular Neiman's done since high school started. Wow, she is cooking my shit. So extra work is probably really foreign to him. She is torching my shit, okay? It's not even cooking anymore. It's torching, blowtorch, straight fire, just getting slammed right now. I don't like that. Again, she's not wrong, but she doesn't have to say it like that. Natsuki, you're being unfairly harsh. Neiman, what would you say your main hobbies are? Wow, she's really putting me on the spot here. What do you mean? I know I'm playing into your teasing right now, but yes, I spend a lot of my time playing games and watching anime. That's all you need to know. It's a bit rich coming from someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Let's go! Yes, finally. Yeah, I like that face. See, you was over here cooking my shit. Now you getting cooked. Natsuki splutters to a halt. Looks like a certain someone knows how to dish it out but can't take it. Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. Got him. Don't worry, guys. Neiman always gives his best as long as he's having fun. So when I'm not having fun, I don't give him my best at all. Interesting. Sounds like me. He's always been there when I need it. When we were kids, he'd always be around to help me with stuff. Oh, are you two childhood friends? I glanced at Sayori. Despite her cheery recollection of our childhood memories just then, Yuri's question is a reminder that we haven't spent much time together in a long time. It's a tad awkward. Yeah, we've known each other for a while, haven't we? We smile at each other. I'm really hoping we can use the club to reconnect. Such a history with one another. I imagine you've shared so much together. You say that. Would you believe Sayori is still as clumsy now as she was 10 years ago? Hey, meanie, that's not true. Oh, need I tell Yuri about the time you tried to cook lunch and almost set the house on fire? Her face turns pink and she rushes to interrupt me. Anyway, I'm sure you two could be just good of friends. After all, you're both in the literature club now. Yeah, and I wrote her a poem. Or more like I wrote a poem that she might like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, haha, look forward to it. Yuri looks hopeful at hearing this, although can't help but wonder, given the maturity and intelligence he carries so elegantly and how her passion for reading is much stronger than my own, will it be as easy as Sayori thinks it is? Still, it's worth a try at least. Yay! Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori. Me? It's not much, really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. Whatever it is, I'm sure I'll like it. What is it, Yuri? Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. I was going to wait to give it to you at the appropriate time, but I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. Now I've ruined the surprise. The two girls both look dolefully down. What the fuck? How did they made each other depressed? Okay. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so this is still a pleasant surprise to me. Just knowing that you went through the effort to get me something makes me feel really welcomed. No matter what, I'll sure it'll make me happy. Is that so? Of course, thanks for being so considerate, Yuri. You're welcome. It was the least I could do. Anyway, if that's the case, here it is. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. Isn't this the book from yesterday? Upon seeing the confused look on my face, she hastens to explain. I thought you might like to have your own copy so that you can read it on your own as well. Honestly, don't know what to say. How is it that she's only known for me for a day, yet she's already done something this thoughtful for me? Yuri, thank you. That's really thoughtful of you. But you didn't have to do that for me. Kind of bad. I'm sorry, I didn't mean for that. I understand if you don't want to read with me anymore, so honestly, she gets more adorable by the minute. Yuri is literally the best girl in this game, okay? I had some time to think. I thought it was Monica. It's not Monica. It's definitely Yuri. Yuri's the best if she isn't a psychotic bitch. So, yeah, you know. Please, it's fine. I'd love to read it with you. I just wasn't expecting you to buy me a copy of my own. Are you sure? I don't want to force you. Seriously, Yuri, I'm sure. After all, I grin at her. It is a good book. She timidly returns my smile, relaxing a little bit. I'm glad you seem to think so. How are you liking it so far? She looks at me with wide, expectant eyes. She must be really worried that I'm not enjoying it as much as her. To be honest, I've been pleasantly surprised. While horror isn't really my thing, it really kept my attention. Even though I haven't gotten very far yet, I find myself feeling sorry for the protagonist. The language is pretty, engaging? Oh shit, I clicked it on accident, my bad. As I praise the book, her face grows visibly more relaxed, relieved, and her eyes light up as I mention the language. I'm glad you think so. One not only needs to look at what is being said, but how it's phrased. You can entirely change the desired message, wouldn't you agree? Oh boy, I hope we don't get into an in-depth discussion about the language. I'm still nowhere near Yuri's level with this sort of thing. I'm not even paying attention, so if she starts quizzing me and shit, I'm out of there, okay? Like, I'm dead. I'm done. GG's. Alright. Oh, totally. Never really thought about it until you brought it up with me. You really made me look at it with a bit more scrutiny than I would normally. She blushes at this, turning away slightly. Really? I helped you with that? I have to admit, you really managed to open my eyes to this sort of thing. Or should I say, my third eye. That was horrible. Yeah, she won't say anything. Yuri's silence makes me nervous. Did I make a mistake? You know, because the book mentions the third eye and there's an eye on the cover. Ah, I see. Probably best not to comment on an accidental continuation of the pun. Tough crowd. Oh, I see you were making a joke. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. No worries, I just thought it was a good pun. She smiles bashfully. Yes, it is quite humorous, isn't it? Fuck. Fuck out of here. Phew, I think that means everything is okay now. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off the scheduled activities for the club. Like the poetry thing, I've already steeled myself for the critique I'll probably be receiving. But it seems that we have some downtime before then. Oh well, it looks like I won't be able to just immediately get it over with. What are the others doing right now? Sorry and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Probably discussing club matters given that they're the president and vice president. As expected, Yuri's face is already buried in a book. You can't help but notice her intense expression, like she is waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki's rummaging around in the closet. A few huffs of annoyance sound from her direction every once in a while. I'd love to talk to Yuri a bit more, especially after she gave me that book. However, she seems to be focused on her own book. I'm worried I might just distract her. She lifts it up to turn the page and get a glimpse at the cover. It's the same book that she gave me, and it looks like she's only just started it. Oh damn. I hope she doesn't think I was staring at her. Our eyes meet, but her eyes dart away quickly. I'm sorry. No, it's fine. I didn't mean to stare, I was just spacing out a bit. Oh. Well, if I had actually been concentrating, I wouldn't have noticed. I meant to ask though, isn't that the book you gave me? It's one of my favorites, so I thought I'd give it another read through. Not for any other reason, I assure you. I see. But why do you have two copies of the same book? Well, I know I lent you the book yesterday, but I figured you might feel more comfortable with your own copy. I know I always feel more at ease when I'm handling my own belongings. If an accident happens, there's less at stake if you damage someone else's property, so... you're probably less clumsy than I am, though. Yuri, the ever-graceful girl, thinks that she's clumsy. Nah, I'm pretty sure I'm just as clumsy as you, if not more so. Oh, right. Anyway, after our meeting adjourned yesterday, I went to the bookstore to get you... that is to say, I forgot I already had a copy and accidentally bought another, and it seems like a way to just hold on to it. You have just returned it, though? It already closed, so there's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. This girl likes me, and it's a good thing because I like her too. So you already know this is we on that Yuri route right now. We on that time. It's time. Okay, I just want you to know that it's time. I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess I'm glad that you gave it to me. I'll get started on it right away. That makes me happy to hear. It's the kind of story that really draws you in. If you're not careful, you can lose track of time very easily. I know I've opened it for some light reading before bed, only to close it and find out the sun's rising. I'm sure that won't happen to you though. You'll be able to get enough sleep as usual. That is, unless you generally find yourself lacking sleep, in which case you should go to bed earlier. But you can do whatever you want. I don't mean to overstep my bounds. Don't worry about it, Yuri. I'll be sure to read it earlier in the day. You mind telling me a bit more about it? Oh, I'd love to. Now, where do I begin? Yuri delicately closes the book, her eyes scanning the cover. Well, actually, I don't think I could give an adequate explanation on my own. If I were to tell you more about the story than I did yesterday, it would lose a lot of its impact. Forgive me if it sounds like I'm brushing you off. That's not what I intended. It's alright, Yuri. Come to think of it, you did summarize it well enough already. Yes. I'm sorry. I seem to get lost in my own mind whenever I talk about these kinds of stories. Don't you have anything like that, Neiman? I'm sorry. I have to just real quickly admit, like, I'm cheesing hard as fuck because this shit is fun, man. Like, I know how damaging Literature Club was for me, but I can't lie and sit here and say that I'm not having a good time. I'm fucking having a great time. This is great. This is fun. I guess so. Yuri nods with a delicate smile. Everyone has had a deeply held interest that stirs the passion within their heart. I suppose for me, it would be my novels, and Yuri cuts herself off. Get it? Cuts herself off. As though she were about to say something she didn't want to. Well, you know what I mean. Got you into these sorts of stories, though. I gestured towards the book in her arms. Do your parents enjoy them as well? Yuri pauses for a moment, shyly looking down at her feet. She seems to be going over what she wants to say in her head. I've always had an interest in the macabre. Genre can easily throw you for a loop. While many stories are simply content to introduce an antagonist and condition their reader to root against them, books like this one can find ways to flip that narrative on its head. So while you might initially find yourself relating to the protagonist, you might suddenly find out that they're their own worst enemy. I'm rambling, aren't I? Please forgive me. I really should try to think about others more. Yuri, I promise I'm not mad at you. You're just passionate, which is pretty cool. It is? For a brief moment, a tiny smile teases at the corner of Yuri's mouth. Well, I'll try not to worry about it too much. Sometimes I get distracted when I think about books and writing. I forget where I am and start speaking my mind. So please forgive me if I say anything unusual. If I seem like I'm not paying attention, please let me know. I really don't think you need to worry about that, Yuri. This is a literature club after all. Isn't that the sort of thing we should be discussing anyway? I suppose so. So on that note, would you like to read a bit together? You don't need to force yourself to spend time with me if you don't want to. But what if I do? You'd really want to spend your time with me? Of course, Yuri. Book in hand, I slide into the desk next to Yuri. Here we go. Okay? Yes. I'm terribly sorry, Neiman. I'm just not too accustomed to reading in company. It's usually been a solitary affair for me, you see. Yeah, I can understand how this might seem a bit unsettling for you. If it gets too overwhelming, let me know. I won't be offended if you need some space. Alright. Open up the book, allowing the hardcover to flop against the desk. As I read through the prologue, I notice Yuri glancing over at my book. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't comforting in a way, but it's somewhat distracting. I'm sorry. I hope I wasn't distracting you. Yuri, why do you apologize all the time? You've really done nothing wrong. Do I? Can't help it, I suppose. It's like an involuntary reflex. If I preemptively apologize, it'll lessen both my disappointment in myself as well as others' disapproval of me. One thing I noticed when I downloaded this is that they said it basically fleshes out the characters' personalities even more than the original game did. So this is probably one of those things. I didn't mean to make things so awkward. Sorry. I mean, it's okay. Don't worry about it. How about we do this? Push our 2 desks together, then slide my book in between the 2 of us. I suppose that'll work. Yuri puts her own copy away and shifts a bit closer to me. Here we go. Steady the right side of the book between my thumb and forefinger, and Yuri does the same with the other side. Perfect. Now we can both go through it at the same pace. Yes. Yes, son. We here. The 2 of us are huddled closely together over the book, carefully reading it. I can see Yuri's gentle face in my peripheral vision. She has a stern, focused expression, her eyes slowly scanning each page. Do you need a bit more time with this page? Sorry, I guess I'm not really too quick. I look over and our gazes meet. There's a coy sparkling to her eyes. Quite alright, Neiman. You can go at it whatever pace you're comfortable with. I need a screenshot. Hold on. I forgot how to hide this thing. Shit. After all, you've been so patient with me today. It'd only be fair for me to return the favor, wouldn't I? Thanks. I'll try not to take too long. 2 of us continue reading in relative silence. There we go. That's how you do it. And now, yes. Got it. Even though we're so quiet, each turn of the page feels as though we're connected. As I let go of the page, it gently floats over to her and she delicately slides it under her thumb. Neiman? Having been absorbed by the story, Yuri reels me back in. Sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. It's fine. What were you gonna say? Well, I suppose I just wanted to thank you for this. I always hoped I could find someone to share my interest in books with. Never really had anyone read with me before. No one else that be there is nice. I thought you at least done some reading with your family. Yes, well, I did when I was younger, but trails off, not finishing the thought. I decided not to press her further on it right now. Takes a slow, deep breath. I'm just happy that you're here for me. Actually, I want this instead. Go ahead, real quick. I mean, with me. Not that I wouldn't want you to be there for me or anything, but I can't believe I've messed things up again. Wait, Yuri. I don't think you've done anything wrong. I have to keep telling this girl that she's done nothing wrong. If anything, I think of that as a compliment. You do? Sure. If I'm being honest, I enjoy your company as well. Okay, everyone. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long. Oh. Yuri sighs dejectedly, looking down at the floor. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kinda down. Sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not that. Don't worry about me, I'm alright. Yuri lets go of the book and closes the cover, handing it back to me. We got through a fair bit today, didn't we? Do you mind if I continue a bit further on my own? Or would you prefer I only read it with you? You don't have to limit yourself on my behalf if you want to keep reading. After all, I've already finished the story before. I guess I'll continue reading it a little bit tonight. Then we'll have a bit more to talk about tomorrow. Yes, that's a good idea, Neiman. Just be sure to let me know how far you get so I can avoid spoilers for you. Alright. I skip through the book to find the pages where we left off on and fold it in slightly to mark for later. By the way, you did remember to write a poem, right? Damn, Monica, relax. Don't worry, I'm not that much of a slacker. Got it right here in my bag. I rifled through some of the stray papers to pull out the page I wrote my poem on. While I can't help but feel a little nervous, I have to admit that I'm excited now. Talking to these girls has really calmed my nerves, and now I'm just eager to share my poem. After all, judging by each girl's personality, I doubt that anyone would say anything nasty about it. Well, Natsuki, I don't know if she'd be unduly harsh though. She just seems like the type of person who enjoys ribbing on her friends. Either way, I hope they realize that I put hard work into it. I figured that it'd only be fair to repay them their warm welcome by showing effort in club activities. Now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayuri and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayuri is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica's wrote her in a neat black composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. She's gonna put us all to shame. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. It's time to pick. Alright, who should I show my poem to first? Alright, so this is a Yuri poem. But I'm gonna show it to Monica first because Monica does not have a route, and she's also, I think, she's a fourth wall breaking character. So, although how the mod started yesterday, I don't know if she has control over it anymore. So we're gonna see. Let's just start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem, and I want her to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, Neiman. Hope you've been enjoying your time here. Yeah, definitely. I probably sound like a broken record by now, but everyone's been really welcoming. Well, the broken record isn't so bad when it plays something so nice. I guess so. Anyway, since you're new and everything, feel free to bring up any questions or concerns you might have. It is my duty as president to make sure that everything is perfect. I'd have to say you've been doing a good job of that already. I doubt that I've ever have anything to complain about. Either way, I'm always open to new suggestions for the club as well. So don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. She says that, but it's gonna be a bit intimidating to try to criticize Monica of all people. I really don't think that there's going to be anything I'll need to speak up about either. One of the other girls will probably say something before I ever needed to. Natsuki definitely would. Now that's out of the way, feel like sharing your poem with me? I mean, I don't really have a choice in the matter, do I? You shouldn't be thinking like that. Yeah, I was just joking. Kinda. It's alright, Neiman. I get that it's probably really awkward for you to share creative work when you're just a beginner. Especially since the rest of us have a bit more experience than you do. That's an understatement. Don't worry though, we're all a little embarrassed today, so you know. I don't think many people out there share their poetry on a regular basis. But it's the sort of thing you get used to pretty quickly once you get over with. Yeah, that's true. I hand my poem over with a sigh. Don't grade me too harshly. Haha, you'll be fine. I watch nervously as he quickly scans through my poem. Good work, Neiman. Really? You can lay the brutal truth on me if you want. You don't have to be so harsh on yourself. This is your first time writing poetry, isn't it? That it is. It usually takes a while for people to become completely comfortable with their writing, and even then they're constantly evolving their style and changing things up. I guess that's true. Either way, you shouldn't really have high expectations for me. If you don't, my poems will seem better when I actually put in some effort anyway. I muttered that line half jokingly to myself, but it seems like Monica still picked up on it. Neiman, that's not very fair. More importantly though, you should have faith in yourself. Sorry. Anyway, about your poem, the subject was deeper than I expected out of you. You just don't understand the troubled genius of my angst-ridden mind. That might have been so. I guess we have two troubled and angsty geniuses in the club then. You're talking about Yuri, right? You wrote in a style very similar to Yuri's. Her writing is full of imagery and symbolism, while Sayuri and Natsuki like to use simple and direct words to communicate their messages. Yuri likes to use complex dictation and syntax to allow readers to derive their own meanings out of it. In other words, her vocabulary and sentence structure are usually quite involved. Yeah, that sounds like her, alright. Might be a bit tough to understand her writing at first, but what seems opaque actually has very deep meanings behind it. I'm not looking forward to floundering when trying to figure out what to say about Yuri's poem later. She sounds like the sort of person an English teacher would love. Don't worry, Neiman, if you just give her writing for a few read-throughs, you'll find that they're far from incomprehensible. So you say, are you sure that my writing is similar to hers? I think it's an understatement to say I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. Yeah, I'm sure I end up doing a lot of different things before I settle on my own style. It'll still take a while before I'm completely comfortable sharing my writing. It's perfectly fine. In fact, I'd probably be more surprised if you immediately started writing with your own style. Most people go through the same process that you're going through right now. Trying new things is the best way to find the kind of style that suits you after all. Anyway, when you talk to everyone about it, naturally they'll be a bit biased towards their own kind of styles. After all, I know I am. But don't force yourself to write in some way just because someone else wants you to. I think I'm gonna stop doing the reactions like the ahas and stuff because it's not easy. You should try to focus on what you want to do. Feel free to ask me for help anytime though. I try to be objective as possible when I talk to people about these topics. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Always on duty as club president, eh? Well, let's get to reading then. The box. Oh my good. This is not an old poem. I see, but I don't believe. A lone fingerprint glistening on gleaming glass. Was it me? Was I always the one in the dark? I pound on the glass. My prison. Why? Why me? The pain jolts me back. The understanding pouring down like heavy rain. It's all a farce. My heart's on display. My life's but a script just playing away. The world out there had seemed so bright. It was so free. So many choices, so much potential. Maybe I could have had a chance. I realize now there was never a choice. I was stuck in this box, and they, on the other side, chose for me. This is a fourth wall breaking poem. Monica is still here. She is okay. Yep, this is okay. I'm glad I read this poem because it basically just confirmed what I thought. Monica is forcing herself to go along with the game script rather than doing whatever the hell she wants to do. She is still self-aware. That's why she's writing in this poem, but she decides to go along with the script for me. These last few words right here, my heart's on display, my life's but a script just playing away. She knows this is a game. The world out there had seemed so bright. It was so free. She's talking about my world, the real world. So many choices, so much potential. Her ability to choose. Maybe I could have had a chance with me. I realize now that there was never a choice. I was stuck in this box. She's stuck inside the computer. She's stuck inside the game. And they, on the other side, chose for me. They, meaning us, the player. I'm galaxy brain, you know what I'm saying? Big brain. So what do you think? I don't quite know how to say it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for the feedback. Ahaha, it's okay. I definitely get a certain kind of feeling from reading your poem, but I'm not sure how to put it into words. I can understand that. Just try to articulate it however you want. You can use metaphors outside of poetry, you know. Well, when you put it like that, I don't know, I say that your poem is kind of abstract. Very vague, at least. Like, I can't quite tell what exactly you're talking about, but even so, I can feel what the speaker's feeling. Yeah, I think that describes my poem pretty well. Yeah, really? I do like my metaphors. Well, you'll probably be hard-pressed to find a poem without a metaphor, actually. Yeah, they're pretty well covered in English class, at least. The ability to convey emotions and concepts through words describing things even the writer might have never experienced before. I find that really powerful. When you write metaphorically, it allows the reader to focus on the emotions in the poem. Guess it kind of opens up for the reader to have their own interpretations. Exactly. It's fascinating when people can diverge from the creator's original intent to find their own meaning in a work of art. I save this because that's actually an important thing that I like, so I'm gonna save that. Yeah. What was your original intent then? I think it'd be more fun if you tried to figure it out yourself. It just makes me more curious now. Maybe I'll tell you one day. But for now, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Here we go. Fourth wall break. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, or anything for that matter, you get too fixated on a specific point. But if you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. So the best thing to do is just force yourself to get something down on the paper and then tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and write whatever's in your heart. Easier said than done. That was not the fourth wall break. Okay, I thought she was gonna fourth wall break. I guess the poem was the breaker, but alright, whatever. I get what she's trying to say though. It's better to look back on your work with fresh eyes after you've gotten something down sometimes. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay, do I want to save Yuri for last? I think I want to save Yuri for last. We're gonna go Sayori next, and then we'll do Natsuki, and then we'll do Yuri, because it's a poem. You said this is your first poem, right? Yeah, why? You impressed me. especially for your first poem. Maybe this really is the place for you. Ah, come on, it's not that good. I mean, it's not like I'm used to writing poems or anything. But thanks, I guess. Don't be so hard on yourself, Raymond. Everyone has to start from somewhere. You're already off to a good start. Anyway, I guess I can show you mine now. Don't expect too much, though. I'm not very good at this. Only one way to find out. Dear Sunshine. Ah, shit. Oh, no. Oh, no, this is happy. Okay. The way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed. Making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Well, what'd you think? I hesitate as I answer. It's not that it was a bad poem. In fact, it was great. I'm just really experienced with poetry, especially feedback. It's really you. What's that supposed to mean? As in, the poem just really reminds me of you. Made me feel really good inside. Really? Yeah, I had no idea what to expect, as this is my first time reading your poetry. But the way this is written, I don't know, it feels really wholesome and cheery. Like you are. I also really like the last line. Trust you of all people to include breakfast in their poems. Hey, I was eating when I wrote... Sorry to stop speaking immediately, as if she accidentally let something slip. Oh, so you wrote your poem this morning. No! Well, maybe. I forgot to write it last night. Well, at least we know where your inspiration comes from. Eggs and toast. Well, that's supposed to sound silly, but if it works, then it isn't silly. Either way, thanks for showing me your poem, sorry. It was really good. I'm happy you think so. Anyway, next time I won't forget. Tomorrow's poem will be even better. I'll hold you to that. Alright, Natsuki, come cook my shit real quick before I give it to the love of my life. Neiman, if you're actually not gonna try, then you're better off just leaving the club. Jesus fucking Bro, come on. Why? What? Jeez, you don't beat around the bush, do you? Why should I? This is just plain bad. Hey, do I look like a writer? This is my first ever poem. Yeah, it's probably garbage, but I still tried. If you're so confident, let's see the first poem you wrote, huh? Oh, yeah, bring it. Yeah, hard to think about. Ah, fine. I'm, sorry if you were offended. Wow, way to avoid a direct apology. That's exactly what I'm thinking. This girl is on the Is she on the narcotics? Yeah, she's on the narcotics. But next time, at least try it a little bit harder. Fam, I tried hard. I wrote a sophisticated poem. You just don't like it because you like to write simple words and shit. Talk about rainbows and sunshine and happiness. I'm not trying to be on that, okay? I'm trying to impress Yuri right now. You are not what I'm focused on, okay? You are like a freshman in high school or something. Yeah, you're a freshman. Yuri is the senior classman. She the cutie. I'm trying to fuck with her, not you. So I'm not really trying to impress you right now. I'm sorry. Nowhere to go but up, huh? Yeah, sure, whatever. Just read my poem. Jesus Christ. Knowing you, you'll probably hate it. Sometimes. This is 7. Bro, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 lines. Is this a haiku? No. I know what a haiku is. Don't try to correct me in the comments. Some folks are winners, some only lose. Some are go-getters, some only cruise. Hey, sometimes we try hard and give it our all. Sometimes we give up. What else can we do? Hey, low-key a rap. Told you hate it. Actually, I like it. What? Don't just say it's good because I'm a girl. Be honest. What? No, it has nothing to do with you being a girl. I genuinely like the poem. Really? Yeah, it's simple, but it's still pretty effective. Finally, someone who gets it. People in high school think poetry has to be so formal and vague, but they don't realize that simple writing is just as effective, if not more. Stop trying to cook Yuri, okay? The reader shouldn't have to search for the meaning. That's just stupid. Besides, the simpler the writing, the more emphasis on wordplay. Like how I made most of the lines start with some. Yeah, I noticed that. Made the last couple seem more powerful. Yes, that's exactly what I was going for. Good job then. Ha, didn't expect that from the youngest of the club, did ya? Yeah, guess not. Alright, it's baby. baby time. All right, Yuri, come read your poem. Yuri's eyes seem to sparkle as she reads my poem. Oh yeah. My goodness, this is unparalleled. I think that might be a bit much. Oh, forgive me if I didn't sound sincere. Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Don't sweat it, Yuri. I just wasn't expecting to hear such a compliment from you already. I see. Yuri clears her throat. Well, I just wanted to say, this is truly an impeccable poem. Yuri glances down back at my poem. So I assume this isn't your first piece, am I correct? Your composition incorporated a lot of beautiful poetic devices and imagery indicative of an experienced writer. Well, I hate to disappoint. This is kind of my first time doing this sort of thing. You're joking, right? I shake my head. If I ended up writing a good poem, it's totally coincidental, I'm afraid. I see. Well, in that case, I think you've got a wonderful gift. Although, if you would like, I could offer you some advice for your future poems. Yuri's eyes light up, as though she's been looking forward to this. Please do. I need all the help I can get. Just noticed a few qualities consistent with newer writers that showed up in your poem. Perhaps what stands out the most is that you've tried very hard to make the structure of this poem your own. And that's okay. But if this is the first poem you've written, it might be prudent to consider more traditional structures. Couplets, sonnets, haiku, and the like. If you're not confident in your writing style, it'll show in your piece. It's like Yuri's a totally different person once she gets going. She sounds incredibly confident and stands tall, speaking clearly. Again, that's not your fault. I think that once you've studied poetic structures and techniques a bit more, you'll be able to put together a truly wonderful composition. I appreciate the feedback, Yuri. It sounds like you're well versed in this sort of thing. Would it be okay if I took a look at what you've written? Oh goodness, of course. Please let me know what you think. I'd be thrilled to explain my process. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Let's do it. Which in itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ooh, tumble. Hair falls down like discarded dust of overused emotions, dragging down blanklets made of want. Ooh. She's spitting. Slender strings pieces my eyelids, barely painful, and pulls them shut. Let's play something. Is there a piece missing? All the pieces to fix something. Don't look for it. I'm sorry if my writing's a bit illegible. Once my pen touches the page, I just want to get my thoughts down. It's fine, Yuri. I was able to read it just fine. She was spitting, bro. She was spitting. Okay? I have to say that into the mic for dramatic effect. She was spitting. She was out here spitting. This nigga spitting. This motherfucker spitting, okay? Vegeta meme. I wasn't thinking that at all. Are you sure? It seemed to take you a while to read it. Well, I guess I don't see cursive often. But it's really nice when I do. Your writing's actually quite pretty. Is that so? I'm glad you think so. Made your poem stand out even more as well. It's as though your handwriting fits your word choice or vice versa. It wasn't too short, was it? I'm used to writing longer pieces, but since this is the first time we're sharing, I thought it'd be easier to share. Makes sense. Do you mind telling me what it is about, though? I'm not sure I understand. Sorry, I didn't mean to write something confusing. Oh, it's not that. I just want to be sure I'm reading it properly. I see. I suppose from a cursory glance it might not be obvious. Part of it, what makes poetry magical, is how you can conjure up a vivid image with your words. While on the surface it might seem a bit out there, if you look a little deeper, you might be able to find a deeper meaning hidden amongst the lines, compounded by the metaphors used. For example, the words and images in this poem aren't meant to be taken at face value. In actuality, it's supposed to represent the last remnants of something lost in the past and the sense of a plaintive longing that comes with it. Jesus, she's spitting. Huh, that's pretty impressive when you put it that way. You really think so? That might be a bit much, Neiman. No, I really mean it. I think I can learn something from your poetry, Yuri. Really? Yeah, of course. You know, at first the prospect of sharing my writings was terrifying, but I'm really glad I was able to do it. Hopefully I can write another piece that you'll like, Neiman. I'll look forward to it, Yuri. Phew. guess that's everyone. That's around the room. That was surprisingly fun, albeit a bit stressful. I already knew that I wouldn't be able to write to the quality of the girls, but I tried my best. Everyone here is incredibly talented. Well, the girls at least. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting again. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They about to fight? They generally chase sheets of paper sharing their respective poems. Oh no, they're about to fight. As I watch, Natsuki breezes through Yuri's poem, her eyes skipping over the words. Meanwhile, Yuri stares at the paper in her hand, smiling sadly. Oh no, they're about to fight. Natsuki quickly hands Yuri her poem back. Here, I'm done. Already? Yeah, it's not like it was super hard to read. I'm not literate, you know. Oh no. Huh, it was hard for me to understand at least. Just want to make sure you caught all the figurative language that I employed. Yeah, I did. It was fancy. Ah, thanks. However, I believe you enjoyed it more if you looked deeper into it. I enjoyed it plenty already. Oh no. Oh no. Fight time. Anyway, you finished with my poem then? Yes, yours is cute. Cute? Did you learn anything from our conversation yesterday? Oh no. Yuri looks shocked, regret seeping into her expression. Seems like both girls still hold their own prejudice. Wow, what the fuck did I just say? Seems like both girls still hold their own prejudice, despite whatever common ground they have. How can you be cute? You're standing there thinking that I haven't read your poem, when it's really you who hasn't read my poem. It's clearly about the push and pull between giving up and trying hard. I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. Well, maybe you should look deeper into my poem. Because I use that type of language on purpose. I see. But if I may give a suggestion, these more involved subject matters may be suited to more complex dictation. The art of poetry is deeply intertwined with, look, I know what you're trying to do, but it won't work on me. I'm sorry, but I don't quite understand. This kind of thing only works on amateurs like me. Wow, see, look, I'm bro, I'm catching strays for no reason. Ouch, I don't like where this conversation is headed. Yeah, please, somebody stop this. Writing in this way doesn't make you look cool or smart, okay? It just makes you look super pretentious. Uh-oh. If you write with a thesaurus open next to you, you're just going to alienate everyone. Okay, she's shooting shots. Using all these big words to make up for lack of depth. Poetry isn't about oppressing people. So you can just stop. Holy crap. I stared wide-eyed at Monica and Sayori, who have now also fallen silent. They stared back at me, looking unsure of what to do. Don't fucking look at me. I have no idea how to diffuse this situation. I'm guessing that they don't usually have many arguments in the club. Although tensions between Natsuki and Yuri already seem kind of high. Lack of depth. Yeah, that's right. So if I can give some suggestions now. Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I really must ask. What makes you believe that I accept your advice after you've been so rude to me? Uh-oh. The fucking... Oh, no. I remember this soundtrack. This is not good. Huh? Rude? That was just blunt honesty. Do you ever consider that other people don't hold the same opinions as you? What are you trying to say? Do I really need to spell it out for you? Yeah, you do. I want to see if you're really going there. The irony. I dare you to say it. Yuri gives a small laugh of disbelief. I must thank you, Natsuki. I've never been this angry in my life. Oh, wow, we spitting. Okay, let's get it. Hold on. Fuck, is that why you're angry all the time? Hold on. I gotta click history because I missed a line. I've never been this angry in my life. It's actually giving me the courage to speak up. Is this why you're angry all the time? There we go. Guys, we shouldn't... This doesn't involve you. Oh no, y'all spit up. Sorry, please don't rob me of my moment. So this is your moment to shine or something. Strange thing to take pride in, don't you think? No, it's my moment to finally speak my mind. While I still have the strength to. Yuri, Natsuki, have you ever realized how selfish you are? Uh-oh. Suddenly Yuri seems to be overpowering everyone else in the room. Here we go. What? Everything always needs to go your way. You always jump to conclusions and make rash decisions without regard for the consequences, and it's never your fault, is it? You don't know me. No, you don't know me either. And yet you spoke as if you knew everything about me. Quite simply, you don't. The very fact that you don't think your blunt honesty was incredibly rude just goes to show how narrow-minded you truly are. Yuri is spitting. Seizing her moment, Yuri boldly carries on, disdain dripping from each word. I know it must be a difficult concept for you to understand, but the whole world doesn't revolve around you and your manga. So tell me, why should I take advice from someone who can only see their own perspective? Everyone knows it. Monica, Sayori, even Neiman. Don't put me in this. Don't you remember how hostile you were to Neiman when he first joined us? Well, actually, facts. Put me in this. I'm with it. I wasn't being hostile. We haven't had a new member in a long time. Not sorry for keeping you on my toes. And that's how I talk to everyone, not just to Neiman. Am I supposed to change my whole personality to cater to how you think I should be? If Neiman has a problem with my jokes, he can tell me. I have a problem with your jokes. You don't get to speak for him. That's right. I have a problem with your jokes. Yuri closes her eyes and shakes her head, carrying on as if she didn't hear the outburst. Do you really expect a new member to be able to speak up so easily? Not everyone is unafraid of being a brutish cretin as you. Oh, wow. What? The rest of us are so excited to have a new member, but did that thought ever cross your mind? No, you just let your own selfish thoughts dictate your behavior. Selfish? They weren't You could have scared them off. That might have been what you wanted, but what about the rest of us? I just explained myself for God's sake, but it's per usual you aren't listening. This fight is long. This is a long-ass argument. You know, for someone who's been ranting on about how narrow-minded I am, you're pretty intolerant yourself. There, I used a big word. Do I sound like Shakespeare yet? Am I worthy of your attention now? Jesus. Ouch, both girls really have their claws out. Also, Monica and Sayuri didn't have any issue with me yesterday. It's just you. Of course they did, Natsuki. They just didn't say anything. Monika's too responsible and Sayuri's too kind. So why don't we ask Neiman then, as the more unbiased spectator? Fuck. Fine. Neiman, who's right, me or Yuri? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? I don't even know what they wanted me to decide on this point. Should I just ignore all the personal stuff and just talk about their poetry? That's what started the argument after all. But it's not like I'm a good judge of writing quality given that I'm just a beginner. I don't think it would be fair for me to take either side either since I'm new here. Maybe I should defer to one of the club leaders. So of course that's going to be, shit. I thought I was gonna pick a route right now. Okay. Let's see. Monica's the level head, please. I honestly don't know what to do in this situation. I quickly glance over to Monica. Monica nods at me and approaches the two girls. Yuri and Natsuki, she clears her throat. Is it just me, or did her confident persona seem to waver a bit? This is no way to act in our club. Monica does seem sort of disoriented. She's probably not used to such confrontation. Kind of setting a bad example, and he was probably really uncomfortable. Not to mention, there's really no reason for this argument to be happening. But Monica, no, I can't have this in the club. Yes, are you kidding me? Don't you see how Yuri is treating me? She's being a massive jerk right now. There's so much reason for this argument. Excuse me, Natsuki, but it's actually your own toxic behavior that led to this. Toxic. We using toxic right now as a word in Doki Doki. Yuri really emphasized that toxic bit. Toxic behavior? What are you talking about? Are you even listening to yourself? This is exactly why no one wants to be your... Enough! Bro, Natsuki was about to say something that I would have thrown a punch over. Monica seems to have gotten over herself and now looks livid. You guys are supposed to be friends, aren't you? It's so foolish how you two are acting. Don't you have any consideration for the other club members? You're even making Neiman uncomfortable. Yuri, didn't you say yourself you wanted to make him feel as welcome as possible? What happened to that? I didn't mean to make him feel that way. And don't forget Sayuri. She's always acting in everyone's best interest. Why, while you two act like this? I wasn't trying to do anything either. I'm just being honest. Yuri is... Let me finish, Natsuki. I would ask you to please reconsider the way you're treating one another. You guys are obviously talented with your writing skills, and you both have unique aspects to your writing styles. That's what makes you guys special. To be fair, I'm obviously not good with handling situations like this, but there's a sudden pause for a minute. I decide to break the silence. I agree with Monica. Finding will only cause everyone to split apart, and to be honest, I really like it here. I believe if there's any resentment held over it, just the same. Both girls are speechless. Yuri is the first to speak. Going to make tea. Natsuki remains silent and takes a seat, only to stare into nothingness. I slide next to Sayori. Man, I can see why she's president. Yeah, she is pretty great. Even though she doubts herself, I think she handled that pretty well. Monica seems like such a genuine, sweet girl. Hopefully I'll be able to properly get to know her during the school year. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How'd you all feel about sharing your poetry? I noticed that she carefully avoided mentioning the argument that just occurred. It was a lot of fun. Some moments were worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Neiman, how about you? I actually really enjoyed myself. It seems I do like expressing myself through poetry a lot more than I initially thought. I'm such a bitch. Wow. Everyone looks at me intently at me. The girl is smiling at me. It was really cool getting to see everyone's different writing styles. That's awesome. In that case, we'll all do the same thing tomorrow. And hopefully you learn something from us too. So your poems will turn out even better. Yeah. I think to myself as I begin to pack up. Today I managed to learn a little more about the kinds of poems that everyone likes. With any luck, I'll be able to learn more about the girls as individuals through their themes and messages. I nod to myself, turning to Sayori. Hey Sayori, ready to walk home? Sure. Okay, see you guys tomorrow then. As we leave the club room, Sayori turns back to wave at the girls. I do the same. Natsuki smiles and quickly looks away to act like she doesn't care. Yuri awkwardly smiles and nods. And as expected from the school idol, Monica gives a friendly grin and waves back. Sorry, about what happened earlier? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki, I remember you told me yesterday that they sometimes bicker, but are all their arguments normally that bad? I feel a little guilty as I ask her, as I know she doesn't like talking about conflict. There's a slight dip in the cheeriness of her voice as she replies. No, not at all. They have their differences, but it's the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. They're both wonderful people, I promise. You don't hate them or anything, do you? Oh, not at all. It's only normal for people to argue, I guess. I was just curious. After all, you know them better than I do. Sorry, lets out a relieved sigh. You know, Neiman, it's been so nice seeing you again. I didn't really think we'd get to spend much time with one another again. Yeah, tell me about it. It's been really fun hanging out again. I don't really know when we started drifting or why. Guess it was just life coming between us. She nods, looking a little reflective. Still, I'm glad you let me join your club. Not going to lie, at first I was a bit doubtful when you told me it was about literature. But hey, I guess it just goes to show you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. She giggles, and I frown. Did I say something funny? Hey, nice pun. Did you even realize? Huh? Pun? You mean about the book comment? Oh, and this is a literature club. Jeez, it looks like the club's really starting to rub off on me, isn't it? Sorry, it might be known as a bit of an airhead, but sometimes she can really notice things that others don't. I didn't even notice that shit, so good job. I wonder what it's really like inside her head. You haven't changed at all, Neiman. You always knew how to make me laugh. I blush slightly. I've never really known how to react to that compliment, especially when it comes from someone of the opposite sex. Glad I'm still able to do that. I'll be honest though, I didn't think I'd make so many new friends by joining the club. Well, they're a really nice bunch. I'm not surprised. Yeah, pretty warm welcome. She nods contentedly. Anyway, let's see what the future holds. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. These girls are all interesting characters, aren't they? Different personalities and a variety of writing styles. Yet they're all united under the same club. I briefly wondered how Monica found all of them. Just 2 days, I feel like I've made progress with each member. Getting to know Yuri and Natsuki, actually getting to talk to Monica a little bit, and of course, reuniting with an old friend. I never would have guessed this would all come from joining the club, but hey, I'm not complaining. Let's just hope my writing improves over time so I can write poems to a standard more like theirs. Speaking of which, there's work to be done tonight. Let's do this! I like this. I fuck with this. Glad they added that. This looks like this is another poem, right? So this is where we're going to end this episode. Yeah, if you guys like this video, please make sure to leave a like down below. Gotta make sure y'all stay on topic. This is really fun. I'm enjoying Doki again, but I know, and y'all know as well, that this shit is gonna end up hitting the fan. Hold on real quick. Let me just go ahead and save this slot. Here we go. So yeah, it's yeah, this is whew, I don't even know really what to say. We're 2 episodes in, and I'm already starting to feel myself fall back into that trap. Trap of these girls are there's something deep behind them. One thing I've noticed already about the difference between Literature Club and Blue Skies is that there's a lot more dialogue. I think in episode 2 of Literature Club, I blasted through like 2 days in one episode. This was only one day. There was a lot more dialogue, a lot more personality between each character. So this is definitely going to be something fun to enjoy. Like I said, if the script size was any indication of how long this is, it's going to be a while. So again, thanks for joining the journey. But that's been it. I ain't got nothing else to say, and we move.